Yeah, actually, right.
Don't tell Michael.
Yeah, we're going to be bringing.
Well, he'll eat it before he gets to it. I'm sorry, Michael.
Oh.
He will stop over and he'll say, "Does anybody know how to start a little fire? I got a barbecue going." No, but anyway, I'm sorry, Michael. I was just joking. You know, me and him are both the same build, so I can get away with that.
Hopefully, he doesn't forget to invite Bigfoot.
Well, I don't know. Well, like I said, you know, that's just what I would do if I was going to go out and look for one. So, how many people are going to be in each one of these little groups you have going out searching?
Well, let's see here. In my group, which is heading up the mountain, I've got Lee Strauss, who's from the I-Team. I've got Mel, who's in the forestry department. And then we've got, let's see, and then I got my camera guy, Daniel, and then me. So there's 4 in my group. And then Tim's group, which is headed by Mike Beers and Shelley Covington, Montana. She's part of the Olympic project. She's coming out for that. And then we have, let's see, and I think her husband and Mike's wife are going to be there too. So Tim's group is a little bit bigger. He's got probably more like, and of course Tanya, the camera operator. So yeah, we've got, I think yours is going to be more like 6. It depends on how things go. And then Michael Hall's group near the lake, I'm sending a camera guy over named Josh Weiss and Dan Weiss, his dad as well. So both of them are going to be with Michael's group near the lake. And then I'm not sure how many people Michael is bringing. So you know, I don't know. It's kind of up to his members and what they feel like doing. But I'm expecting probably 5 or 6 people with him as well. So yeah, we're getting close to 15 to 20 people.
Oh wow! Now, guys, what type of cameras are you going to be using for going out on these? You know, digging deep into the woods and the jungles. What type of equipment are you using for sound and using for, capturing the image?
Well, that's a great question. So our primary camera is a Sony A7S II. So that's our main camera. But we also have a couple of R3s, which are the newer version of that. We have a Blackmagic cinema camera, and then we have some GoPros as well. And so and of course some cell phones, we're just probably going to get some footage with that too. So, bouncing between those different cameras. Each crew has a designated camera operator, which is Tanya, Josh, and Daniel. So they're going to be in charge of the equipment and making sure everything stays on track. And so we have, for sound, we're mostly using lapels, but we have a few shotgun mics on the cameras as well. So each camera is equipped with a, like a hot shoe mount mic. So we have that, and then we have, let's see here. In addition to that, we're looking at our lapels, which are Sennheisers. So like the EW100 series. So
then you guys are set up pretty good.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're really lucky because Pro Photo Supply up in Portland, they are sponsoring this project, and so they're providing us with the gear, and they've been awesome to work with. And yeah, they've been a big part of our productions in the past, and so yeah, we're looking forward to working with them again soon. Here, I guess I'll be seeing them day after tomorrow. So,
oh wow!
Yeah, they're awesome to work with. They have every kind of camera you could imagine, as well as lenses and accessories too. So, and we also have a local camera shop here, Focal Point Photography in Dallas, and they're helping us out with the Blackmagic camera and the Sony, one of the Sonys. So, as well as a Ronin M, which is a gimbal system. electronic gimbal that we're going to put the Sony on so we can get stable footage, because nobody likes the shaky footage, especially Bigfoot. He's really not into that.
No, but you know what? That's a lot of the shows now are into doing that shakiness and stuff like that. I can't really handle it unless I've been having a beer or two. But, I was going to say technology has advanced so far that, even I've had a couple movie directors, that produce films out of Hollywood. And I've had some major, actors that also direct have been on my show. And, it's funny, some of the cameras like the Panasonic's series, mirrorless, little micro cameras, as far as I'm concerned, are capable now to do cinema. The quality now is there. And, and long gone is pretty much using film in Hollywood. And you know what? A lot of the films now are not shot on these $100,000 cameras, $250,000 cameras. They're shot on cameras probably in the $3,000 range a piece. And technology has just improved where you can do all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? We are extremely lucky to be in a day and age where we have this opportunity to do this, because, if this was 30 years ago, we would not have been able to pull this off in terms of, being able to get the different camera angles and all of that. And a big part of this, of course, we're small indie filmmakers. So, we don't have a big budget. We're relying on volunteers. We're relying on, companies to sponsor us and so forth. So we're very grateful for so many things. But, I would say we're definitely lucky to be at this point in time where all of these resources and equipment is available to us, at a affordable price. And you can learn how to use them fairly easily. Learning how to cut film or run a film camera, with like a 35 millimeter, something like that. That's going to take like 3 guys, running the camera and all that.
And very, very expensive to edit. I know that for a fact.
I'm sure you do. Yeah. So you know what? I'm really glad though that we have the opportunity. I think it would be awesome to shoot on film someday, though. That's definitely something we thought about when we have another opportunity to make a film. Probably not a documentary, but when we have a feature film and maybe it's a period piece or something like that, I think 35 millimeter would be awesome. Shoot on some Kodak, and get that running. I'd be down for that, as long as we had the budget.
Well, the budget is the main thing. But, even digital, I was one of the first people in the country to get a digital camera from Nikon, Kodak, back in the 90s, where they sent me one to play around with. But at one time, I was kind of famous for my photography. I shot for Playboy Webs. Some of people who, like Leonard Nimoy, had bought some of my images. Some famous people used to buy my images, and but one day I woke up and I go, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not what I want to do in life. I mean, I don't want to take pictures of naked ladies or who
wants to do that?
No, actually, you get to an age, you look at your wife, you look at your 8 kids, and you go, hey, what are you doing today, Dad? Well, no, I'm doing a shoot for Playboy Webs today. And then, it got to a point. What I did one day is I grabbed thousands of my images, all the way from even being a kid almost. Started a bonfire and threw all my images, and that was the end of it. I just got burned out on it. I made more money.
Really burned out.
I made more money in my photography than any business I ever had or any job I ever had. But I got burned out. What can I say? But I mean, what you guys are doing with the equipment you have, I mean, you should be able to get some really cool and awesome images. And if anything, just doing the type of filming you're doing is going to make the people feel like they're part of it. A whole part of that whole going out and walking through those woods and you hear a sound and you're trying to make a decision. Is that a Bigfoot or is that somebody slamming a car door? I don't know.
Nah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, especially for, the Bigfoot team, what I really want to have, especially because I'm going to be one of the editors on this documentary. So, and I want just tons of coverage, as much as I possibly can, because that's how you could really help tell a story or make your story entertaining. You know, I mean, you can have a good story, you can have great footage, but if you don't have enough shots, you don't have the right coverage, your story and the tools that you have to put it together, you're very limited with.
Oh yeah, you sure are. I mean, boy, you know, it sounds like you guys are just going to have a lot of fun. I mean, if I wasn't 66 years old and having health issues, I'd be right down there with you guys. I mean, I just, you know, I could never go out in the woods by myself again, and I haven't. Not since my encounter. But maybe if I had a group of people with me that were slower than me, then I wouldn't, you know, then I wouldn't mind so much. But I don't know.
Well, you know what? We'd love to have you join us. That would be awesome. And we are going to be doing some follow-up investigations later on in September as well. So we'll have to keep you on the loop with that one.
We've got some other Bigfoot areas that we would like. I can't say where they are, but they're around the mountain area, and we want to go there and investigate and, you know, basically just sort of do the same thing that we're doing on this trip. We'll be doing it again and again and again, hopefully until we actually get some evidence, some footage, you know, anything like that.
Well, I would tell you guys, honestly, maybe next year, get people to donate and save up and go up to the Canadian Rockies. Seriously, go out where, you know, you don't have all these people hiking on a regular basis. Because how can I say this? I had this one guy who wanted to come on my show like you wouldn't believe. And he actually was even going, I think I insulted him so much because I haven't seen him posting up on Facebook, but he would go on these trails, right? You go to a campground, and then you start going off to some of the trails, and he was saying, oh, look at this. Bigfoot built this. Bigfoot built this. Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. I don't think if you just get off into a forest area, you know, where you park your car or whatever and walk a quarter mile, you're going to see a Bigfoot. Is this not going to happen? I'm sorry. I mean, you know, unless somebody has made friends with a Bigfoot and they're hanging around the backyard, it's going to be a situation where you go out there and it surprises them and surprises you both at the same time.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. One thing I would have done, what you guys probably didn't think about, I would have got a hold of any of the local Indian tribes in that area and asked them for some information, and they probably could have told you some cool places to go out and check.
As a matter of fact, we do have a connection to that with Mel, and his last name is Skagum. Skakum, I think. I'm sorry. I just saw it on. I was looking at it on Facebook, but I saw him at the Bigfoot Festival in Troutdale on Saturday. We were hanging out over there, and so he was there. Bob Gimlin was there as well, and so he works with the reservation and has all of that together. So he's trying to get us, see what he can do to help us out there.
Maybe give you some ideas where, you know, folklore or whatever the areas that they might feel that they hang out. And this is an idea. I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if anybody knows Mother Earth in that area, it would be their local tribe.
You betcha.
True, yeah.
Well, you know, we're really lucky to have that connection there. So we're definitely going to try to document some of those accounts and so forth to the best that we can.
Now, going now to UFOs, you mentioned about abduction, and one of you said you wouldn't mind being abducted. I don't know. I had Timothy Cullen on my show, which he's noted as a major person that has been abducted by UFOs. Dr. Roger Lear actually removed an implant because he had an implant with him, implanted into him.
Wow.
And he had the encounter twice with UFOs. The first time, him and his wife saw a UFO, and he stopped, he looked at it, and that's all he remembered. I mean, so the next thing you know, the UFO's gone, and there he was sitting there with the car.